Welcome to TOMMO'S Race CHINWAG, Quiz of the Month edition. At the start of each month, we'll reflect on the goings-on in Formula 1 of the month prior. 20 questions, 4 possible answers. Let's see if you've been paying attention. Play along live on YouTube or after the fact on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. My name's Tommo. Let's talk about it. And we're live. Welcome everyone to the quiz of the month. It is exciting to be here as your quiz master. Welcome everyone. I'm feeling warm. It's very hot, very toasty in the UK, but we're not going to let that get in the way of some quizness time. Give me a quiz names in the live chat. Come on, we've got to have some good, decent quiz names. You've had all month to think of a decent quiz name for yourself. I don't just want your YouTube name. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts after the fact, then think of your quiz name and get it locked in, all right? And let me know in the comments what that quiz name is. And the most interesting one, I can't guarantee I'll give you anything, but it's good. It's fun. It's good vibes, okay? That's all I ask for, okay, for this content that I put out into the world. All regarding things that have happened in the month of April. There have been a plenty in the month of April. It's now the 1st of May, but we've had 3 Grand Prix. So plenty to look at, plenty to dissect. Easy questions. Sometimes there's going to be some months where it's going to be tough. You know, the summer break, there's not going to be that many potential. So let's go for it, shall we? Question number 1. Also, there will be backing music. Okay. I passed on the backing music last time and you weren't too happy about it in the comments. So the Gran Turismo music in the background is back. Okay. It is back. Welcome Lotus, Josiah, Ben, Ansi, Rufus, Yasin, Twumo, and the rest of you, Roman Martyr, somebody, Yasin. Let's get in to question number. I don't think the music's too loud, is it? Is the music too loud? Actually, yeah. Let me know in the live chat. Is the music too loud before we get started? Because I don't like wearing headphones. I could, wear headphones, listen to myself back, but it's just too restrictive, over my ears. My ears get very hot. When it's warm. I think we're good. I think we're good on volume. Let's crack on. Question number 1. Who began their new team role on the 2nd of April 2025? Was it Enrico Cardile, Jonathan Wheatley, Eric Blondin, or Jody Eggington? 30 seconds starts now. Okay, we're going to go through the 4. You get 30 seconds. As soon as that timer hits numero 0, I don't know what, nil point, you're going to see the answer. So you better look it in pronto. And if you don't want spoilers, don't look at the live chat. Don't look in the comments. What do we think? With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Jonathan Wheatley, the Wheatmeister. I don't know if he's got a nickname. I was listening to a podcast with Callum Nicholas, who used to be a mechanic for Red Bull Racing, said Jonathan Wheatley's the most competitive person he's ever met. Ever met. Number 1, numero uno on that front. Nil point numero uno. Jonathan Wheatley apparently is the GOAT of competitiveness. I guess we'll see. There is a podcast he did, didn't he, with F1, talking about his new job, essentially, that I haven't listened to yet, but I will have to give that a listen. See if I believe he's competitive as he makes sound. What's up with the mic, Nighthawk? I think everyone else is. What people are saying about the mic? What's wrong with the mic? Is there a problem with the mic? There shouldn't be a problem with the mic. I think it's fine, isn't it? No, nothing's wrong. A few of you, if you're having issues, refresh the stream. Again, this seems to be a recurring thing, but apparently refreshing the stream does help. So yeah, if it's lagging a bit, I apologise. Refresh the stream. It should be good to go for all you people here live. Right, Jonathan Wheatley, question number 1 and done. Question number 2. Who said this regarding Yuki's promotion to Red Bull Racing? Yuki has the talent, has the speed, and more than that, I think he has the right mentality and right attitude to cope with it. Was it Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, Sergio Perez, or Fernando Alonso? 30 seconds. Who said those very, very kind words about Yuki Tsunoda? We've not really, even though we've had 3 weekends with Yuki, we've not seen him have like a really clean run-through weekend. And I think we're at the qualifying formula at the moment. It is going to be still tough for him. But all in all, I'm optimistic, okay? The fact that Yuki's got this shot, I want him to take it more than most, okay? I really do. 3, 2, 1. The answer is Sergio Perez. It was Checo. Obviously, I put Pierre and Alex as ex-Red Bulls juniors, and then Sergio as an ex-Red Bull kind of senior drafted in. And Fernando, always been very kind towards Yuki Tsunoda, but it was Sergio Perez who said these words. And maybe we'll be hearing more about Sergio this weekend. Cadillac, Miami, car launch on Saturday. He's going to be there, apparently. Well, he's going to be in the F1 paddock. Whether he'll be at the car launch or not remains to be seen. But surely Checo makes a lot of sense for that seat. Surely. But yes, the answer was C, Pierre Gasly. I mean, Sergio Perez. A was Pierre Gasly, but that was wrong. Incorrect. He might be his bestie, but no. It was not Pierre. It was Checo. Excellent. Okay. Question number 3. Let's not waste any time. Jack Doohan had a nasty shunt in FP2 at Suzuka. What was his estimated impact speed into the wall on the outside of turn 1? The speed he hit the wall at, estimated. Was it 145, 160, 175 or 190 miles an hour? I almost clicked the button that showed the answer again. I need to... Because I'm like, as soon as I read through them, I know I've got to click something, which is the countdown. And I almost showed you the answer, which I did that last time out. So let's hope we get through the 20 without me spoiling any of the questions, all right? What was the estimated speed he hit the wall at? That he actually hit the wall at, by the way. So obviously there's gravel on the outside of that corner. What did he hit the wall at? 3, 2, 1. The answer is 160 miles an hour. 160 miles an hour. That's the... Isn't it the enforced top speed of... Is it mostly VW group cars or is it all German cars that it's like 100? It's 155, isn't it? So it's 5 miles an hour more than the enforced top speed. And yeah, no wonder he was carrying some injuries in that race. Probably. Tough. It's a dangerous sport. We forget about it sometimes, don't we? We forget until you see shunts like that, because that was a proper sketchy one. How that quickly that got away from him. Fortunately, he was okay, but we need a big weekend from Jack Doohan, I think, in Miami, because the ingredients have been there. We've seen bits, but he hasn't put a full meal together yet, has he, Jack? So I want to see him delivering it. Why not kilometers an hour? It's unfair. Tolga, listen, look. I'm British and we use miles an hour instead of kilometers an hour. So, sorry about that. I didn't even think of that, to be honest. I did not even consider that, but there you go. Right, question number 4. What we got? What have I got on my sleeve for you? Isaac Hajar had some awkward seatbelt issues in Suzuka qualifying, didn't he? But where did he end up putting his racing balls in that qualifying session? Was he P7, P8, P9 or P10? Where did Isaac qualify in Suzuka? Obviously, you got your belts on and you got to be held in. You got to be tight in that car, because the amount of G you pull in, when you pull in 5G, if you're a little bit loose, you're going to be all over the gaff. So, and obviously he's a rookie. He's had very, very little, not even just testing mileage, but just any experience in F1 at all. Like even TPC stuff he's barely done. So, unfortunately, his balls paid the price for it, but the answer is P7. P7. Most of you got that right in the live chat. Well done. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. P7. He's 2 back-to-back, wasn't it? P7s for Isaac Hajar. Very, very, very impressive so far from the young French-Algerian driver. He's been doing a very, very good job. Good vibes, Isaac, as well. Got a lot of time for him. Got a lot of time for Isaac. Okay. Question number 5. We'll have a little break halfway through, by the way. So we'll get the first 10 done, and we'll see how you're doing in the live chat. We got an update on the proposed Cape Town F1 track designed by Tilke earlier this month. According to the official track map, how many corners will the circuit have in total? Will it be 16, 19, 22 or 25 corners? Obviously, they'll put out a render, a top-down of the design of the track and kind of where it goes in along the kind of coastal road bit, and then cutting inside. Designed by Herman Tilke, and well, Tilke Design. It's the company, right? And they've obviously put numbers for corners on that. What's the official number of corners so far for the current spec Cape Town Grand Prix track? The answer is 25. 25 corners. Now, realistically, it's not 25 corners, but the official number is 25. They've got these corners here that are not corners. You cannot call them corners, but they have. I actually watched Mr. V's video. Shout out Mr. V. He did a breakdown of the circuit, a way more meticulous breakdown than I did on my live stream. And actually, it's got about 19 realistically that you could actually consider corners, but officially it's 25. Officially it's 25. I saw Mr. V's video, so I knew. Well, there you go, Razor. See, it pays to support the F1 YouTube creator economy, because you would have got this question right and you'd have watched a very, very good video from Mr. V. So shout out Mr. V. 25 corners, man, that's a lot. Okay, question number 6. It was announced this month that one of the 10 F1 teams has collaborated with Deloitte and the FIA to produce a handbook aimed at improving sustainability practices in the design and build of Formula 1 cars. But who was that team? Was it McLaren, Mercedes, Aston Martin, or Williams? Of course, sustainability is a big buzzword in Formula 1. Efficiency, operating efficiency. There's a lot of waste. A lot of the time you hear, when cars get their front wings ripped off, all that carbon fibre just has to go in bin because there's nothing you can do with it. Well, hopefully, I'm all for it. The less stuff in landfill, the better, surely, right? I'm happy with that. But one of the teams has spearheaded it, along with Deloitte and the FIA, and that team is McLaren. McLaren are the ones responsible for said thing. I've written some to improve circularity. There's a lot of use of the word circularity in the document regarding this. And again, less stuff in landfill. I'm happy with that. I will take less stuff in landfill. Okay, we should all be happy with that. Question number 7. FIA Deputy President Robert Reid announced his resignation earlier this month, citing, "When I took on this role, it was to serve the FIA members, not serve power." In what motorsport role did Robert Reid used to compete in? Was he A, WEC driver? Was he an F1 performance engineer? Was he a WRC co-driver? Or was he a BTCC driver? What did Robert Reid used to do when he was competing in motorsport before he was FIA Deputy President, and now no longer FIA Deputy President, because all signs point to MBS, unfortunately for him, and the V10 distraction kind of somewhat worked, to be honest. It took a bit of the heat off of MBS, but obviously that was never going to pass. There's no way you put all this effort into these new engine regulations, you're not going to get them flipped on a dime. The answer is WRC co-driver Richard Burns, in 2001 WRC world champion Richard Burns, with Robert Reid by his side, and he only ever co-drove for Richard Burns as well, which is quite interesting. Definitely had some serious loyalty to Mr. Burns, not that Mr. Burns. I remember, obviously growing up for me, WRC touring cars, British touring cars, were my kind of main things, I would say, actually, when I was a kid, more so than F1. And yeah, Richard Burns, obviously Sebastian Loeb kind of later on was just I've got to say, Sebastian Loeb's probably could be definitely the GOAT in terms of motorsport of all time, like how consistently he was at the top. But Richard Burns flew the flag for a British bias as well, didn't he? Of course, legendary pair in their heyday. Exactly that, Gus Ittins. Exactly that. Question number 8. Almost at the halfway point. We can take a little break. Question 8. Fernando Alonso's steering wheel appeared to fall off in Bahrain, but in which session did it appear to fall off? Was it FP1, FP2, FP3, or qualifying? Which session? Now, I couldn't find, like, Aston didn't really confirm exactly what happened. They just said, oh, there was a problem with the steering column and they had to kind of change the steering column. And to be honest, if it did just randomly fall off, I don't think they would have just put their hands up and been like, yeah, because, you know, it's not a good look, is it? But I'm so sure that it just fell off, because you can see on the onboard, he's not like, Fernando doesn't do anything to detach the wheel, as far as I can see anyway. But the answer is FP2. Fortunately, it wasn't qualifying. That would have been a whole different kettle of fish if it was quali. But no, it was FP2 in Bahrain. Fortunately, everything was okay. The car had already started to go wrong, so it was going slow anyway. And the wheel just popped off. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Not a good look. Question number 9. Knew he trying to bring back Das. Clinton. Too soon, Clinton. Who had a sizable shunt in Bahrain qualifying? Was it Oli Ben, Gabriel Bortoleto, Esteban Ocon, or Yuki Tsunoda? Don't know why I used the word sizable. No, not a massive. Sizable. It's not like a huge shunt, but it's a shunt nonetheless. Who crashed? Who got it wrong in Bahrain qualifying? Now, of course, you know, budget cap. Repair bills hurt you exponentially more than they would have done in the past, especially I suppose the bigger teams could just pay their way out of it back in the day, whereas now everyone's under the same cap. And the answer is Esteban Ocon. It's kind of turn 3, got a bit wide on the curb, on maybe caught a bit of Astro as well. And do you remember when Mazepin on his season opener in Bahrain just went straight on? We had that long camera shot and you saw him just go straight into the wall. That's essentially where Ocon crashed as well. It's cleverly designed, that corner, that section of, you know, 1, 2 and 3 in Bahrain, because yeah, you can't just plant it. Maybe in low fuel in quali you can if the car's good enough, but you've got to, it's the risk reward thing at the start of the lap as well. It's a great little couple of corners in Bahrain. I enjoy that. But yeah, it was Esteban Ocon who crashed. It was Esty Bestie, unfortunately. And then question 10, we'll have a little break after this one. Let's get into it. Question number 10. So Jackie Stewart, this is a wordy one. So Jackie Stewart auctioned off a helmet to raise funds for his Race Against Dementia charity earlier this month. It was signed by every living F1 champion, including Michael Schumacher, with help from his wife, Karina. In what car did the 85-year-old complete a show run in Bahrain where he was showcasing wearing the helmet? Was Jackie Stewart driving A, 1965 BRM P261, a 1969 Matra MS80, a 1971 Tyrrell 003, or a 1973 Tyrrell 006? One for you old heads out there, or just people who were paying attention that weekend. Unfortunately, he only was able to go out behind the safety car, so he couldn't really go for it. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, which car was Sir Jackie Stewart piloting wearing that helmet? I can't actually remember how much he raised in the end. I don't know. Do we know how much he raised? I didn't actually look into that, but I know that obviously that was the purpose. Race Against Dementia, a very, very worthwhile cause. And the answer is the 1973 Tyrrell 006. Now, in fact, these B, C and D options were the 3 cars that he won his 3 world titles in. So the 73 Tyrrell was the last and most recent of his 3 World Championship victories for Sir Jackie Stewart. And he did drive the 65. That was his first season, I believe. I'm pretty sure that was his first season in F1, 65. Well done if you got that one right. Okay, little break time. How are we feeling? Let me know in the live chat what your scores are looking like so far. I need someone else to do a quiz like this because I feel like I'm missing out because I can't compete, you know? Unless I just hand this whole thing, but then all the graphics, I'd have to hand it all over to like AI and just have a robot version of me. Question 1. Maybe one day. What we saying? Right, 8 out of 10 McFillin, 8 out of 10 for Davids as well. Josiah, Razir, not Bob Geldof. 8 out of 10's plenty of you. Magsos got a 9 out of 10. I definitely feel like you lot who come for the live streams either are more deceptive and lie than the people who comment, or you just have the slightly advantageous will knowledge, because you were the ones who were calling this quiz too easy, and I thought, oh no, I've made this one too easy, and I looked at the comments afterwards and it was not too easy. Tell Cameron to do. Cameron would be an excellent quiz host. That voice, that dulcet brummy tone. Cam, if you're watching, get it done. Get it done, mate. Make it happen. Okay. I'm just terminally online. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, David. Fair enough. Fair enough. Your live streams give us better will knowledge. I mean, Lotus, that is debatable. Debatable, for want of a better term. But remember these. When I've started playing golf, I need to properly stretch before I play. I know I look like a bit of a knob, but it does actually help, all right? If it's lagging, by the way, if it's lagging, give it a reset as well. This is a good time to give it a reset, a little refresh, because that should help. Again, I don't know why it lags. Excellent connection on my side, excellent on OBS, excellent on YouTube, yet some of you seem to get lag. I don't get it. I don't understand. So give it a refresh now and we should be good to go. Just give it another minute or so and then we'll crack on with question number 11. Oh, also, seemingly, I've not seen it confirmed, but it sounds like Max and Kelly have had their baby. So congratulations to Max, if that is the case. He's missed media day today, and I saw something, that kind of weird thing on Twitter where people track people's flights, but I know someone has that for Max's private jet, and I think he's just left Nice airport to fly to Miami like fairly recently. So I think the baby's come, which is cool. So congratulations to Max. Well done to him. Right, okay. Question number 11. Hopefully the buffering issues have sorted themselves out. Let's crack on, shall we? Question 11. Why was Nico Hülkenberg disqualified from the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix? Was it excess plank wear? Was he underweight, the car underweight? Was he assisted by marshals back onto the track, which you can't do? Or did he fail the fuel sample, insufficient fuel sample? What do you think? Why was Nico Hülkenberg disqualified? Now, of course, there wasn't much attention on this one because he's in a Sauber towards the back, but he was disqualified. The only car to be disqualified from Bahrain. See, we've had disqualifications, and those four are all valid reasons to be disqualified. But which one was it that caught out Nico Hülkenberg and Sauber? Xavier didn't even know he was disqualified. There you go. See, my point proven exactly. The answer is excess plank wear. Excess plank wear for Nico. Over half a millimetre across the entire plank. It needs to be 9 mil. And it was like 8.5 on the left, middle and side, which is half a millimetre. It's like nothing, but it's enough. Because these things are measured to such a top end, Excess plank wear. Naughty, naughty Sauber. Unlucky. I mean, it's pretty unlucky, to be honest, isn't it? Half a mil, come on. Question 12. Question number 12. If you're enjoying the jazzy Gran Turismo music going on in the background, I hope you're enjoying it. Oscar Piastri convincingly won the Bahrain Grand Prix, but what was his winning margin to George Russell in P2? Was it 10.5 seconds, 15.5 seconds, 20.5 seconds, or 25.5 seconds? How big was the gap between Oscar Piastri and George Russell once George Russell passed the checkered flag, right? What was the gap between the two of them? Obviously, we know Lando was giving him some trouble, but he held him off. Very, very intelligent defensive driving from George Russell, and held on to that P2. Upgrade for Imola for Mercedes as well as Ferrari and Red Bull. So I'm excited for Imola for once because it's not a race I love, to be honest. But the answer is, to this one, 15.5 seconds. Well done, anyone in live chat who got that one correct. It was... 15.499 to be precise. We'll take the roundup, okay? 15.5 seconds was the gap between George Russell and Oscar Piastri at the flag at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Question 13. Christian Horner blamed correlation issues in the wind tunnel for Red Bull's poor car development, where they've kind of plateaued at the minute, haven't they? The quote, "The tool isn't replicating what we're seeing on the track. The team do have a new wind tunnel coming, but when is it due to open? When is the Red Bull new wind tunnel due to open? Is it later this year, 26, 27 or 28? When is their new wind tunnel due to open and be ready to use?" When do you reckon? Because Christian, any opportunity to go on about how this is a Cold War wind tunnel is actually built in 1946. In operation since then was the Red Bull wind tunnel. So it is pretty old. I'll give you that. It is pretty old. And the answer is 2027. 2027. Still got a bit of time to wait. I found some articles talking about it from 23, and it was saying it was going to be ready for 26. But the most recent articles talking about the Red Bull wind tunnel say it's due to come online in 2027. So unfortunately, it's been pushed back a little bit. So yeah, still got time to wait, unfortunately, at Red Bull Racing. I guess where it was working for them for so long, and now things have tightened up a bit. Maybe Newey just had the secret key to that old Cold War wind tunnel that just unlocked something out of it, you know? A secret special sauce that now Newey's gone. You're up a creek without a paddle, you know what I mean? The Red Bull wind tunnel is almost as old as you. Wow, Foon. That one there is a violation. And personally, I'm going to have to take it on. There's not much I can do. Question 14. Let's go. I don't think so. I think they're two very different characters. Who said this in response to being asked whether Verstappen and Russell could coexist as teammates? Was it Franz Tost, Andy Cowell, James Vowles or Zach Brown? I don't think so. I think they're two very different characters. That is a quote from someone in April. But who? Franz Tost, French Toast. Andy Cowell, ex-Mercedes, now of course Aston Martin. James Vowles, ex-Mercedes, now Williams. Or Zach Brown, ex... What was the competition that Zach Brown won that money on when he was a teenager? Whatever that. Ex-family... No, it's not Family Fortunes, is it? Feud. I don't know. I can't remember. Either way, the answer to this question is James Vowles. Vowlesy. Vowlesy doesn't believe. Vowlesy doesn't believe. In fact, he was the one who... He was quite... he doesn't think Verstappen's a good fit for Mercedes. But that's not his prerogative anymore. Okay? That's not his... Maybe that's James playing games because he's like, oh man, if Mercedes smashed this engine and then Verstappen's in a Mercedes-powered car, then... And we're in a Mercedes-powered car, but Max is the best driver, then that puts us at a... Where if Max stays in Red Bull and Red Bull are rubbish in 26, then that works for James. I'm just saying. It's all a game, right? It's all a game. And maybe James Vowles is playing it, you know? Maybe. Yeah, he said Verstappen came with too many downsides. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, Helmut and Jos knocking about might, you know... Yeah, but I mean, Toto's got a good relationship with them. I think James is playing games, honestly, with this statement. I do. I think he doesn't want Max in a Mercedes-powered car because he knows then that gets in the way of potentially Williams doing bits, you know what I mean? Imagine Max in a Williams. I can't even imagine that. I can't even begin to imagine that. Okay. Question 15. Lando Norris crashed out of Q3 in Saudi Arabia before he even got to set a single lap. But if he had replicated the 1:27.481 he set in Q2, which was the fastest time in Q2, where would that time have put him in Q3? Would it have put him P2, P4, P6 or P8? So if Lando hadn't crashed, if he'd set the exact same time in Q3 that he'd set in Q2, that 1:27.481, where would that have put him? Now, most drivers did improve from Q2 to Q3. Typically, you find a bit more pace as the track rubbers in, you get a little bit more confidence. But where would that time, that Q2 time, where would that have put him in Q3? P2, P4, P6 or P8? The answer is P4. He would have been P4 with that time. because Verstappen did a 0.294, Piastri a 100th behind, a 0.304, and then Russell a 0.407. There you go. I mean, that's the minimum of where Lando really should have been if he hadn't cocked it up. Probably would have been higher, I'm sure, but we'll never know. We'll never know. Well done, Scott. Yes, E is definitely the right answer, Scott. You throw me there, mate. Question 16. Let's go. It has been heavily rumoured in the last week that McLaren will be shifting their team kit supplier away from Castor as of next season. But to who? Adidas, Kappa, Nike or Puma? Nike. Not Nike. Nike. Adidas, Nike. Because Nike is how you Americans pronounce it, right? And it's an American company. So you should respect how the country of origin pronounces. That's why I say like Hyundai. Because that's how the Koreans pronounce. Not Hyundai or Hindi, I've heard it said. Doesn't even look like that. Anyway, Adidas, Kappa, Nike or Puma, you've got 5 seconds. Who's going to be kitting out McLaren next season? The answer is Puma. Not confirmed, but I hope so. I mean, Nike would have been great because you got the McLaren and then the Nike. You know, that would have worked, but Nike aren't interested in F1 right now. Adidas, of course, have jumped in with Mercedes and their stuff's been pretty decent. Although the merch for this weekend at Miami, not convinced for me. I think TOMMO'S Racing Goods clear, to be honest. But there you go. And then Kappa, of course, they do Alpine's gear. So Kappa's pretty cool. That'd have been interesting actually. But Puma did a great job with the Ferrari stuff this year actually. So I'm excited to see what they come up with for McLaren for next year. And no more Castor because the quality is terrible. Okay. Question 17. What are we saying? General Motors has officially been approved as a Formula One engine supplier by the FIA. But from what year will they be producing engines? 28, 29, 30 or 31? So of course, new engine regulations in 2026. GM Cadillac were never going to have their own power unit ready from the start. So they're using Ferrari units for the foreseeable. But Cadillac are going to build their own engine. GM are going to build their own engine. And to use in their team, maybe to sell to other teams as well, who knows. But when is this approval from the FIA valid from? The answer is 2029. Misclick there. 29 GM engines. It'll be... Imagine if they then just change the rules again before GM can even... Sure, yeah, you've got to think that they're going to have to give some stability. If GM aren't even going to be ready for 20... Imagine putting 3 years of work into an engine and then in 2030, V8s, V8 hybrids now. Sorry. I mean, I do think V8 hybrids is the right way, not V10 hybrids. V8s are much simpler and cheaper to make, and you know, you can still, you know, because right now it's like a 70-30, 80-20, that kind of range in terms of the split from ICE to electric. 50-50 feels like too much. But imagine a V8 turbo hybrids. You know, V8, the turbo takes away from the sound, but it's still a V8 instead of a V6, so it's still better sound-wise. V8s are quite simple, and then maybe have a, I don't know, a 70-30, 65-35 split ICE to hybrid. That feels a bit... Hello. I'm glad the internet decided to cut while I was waffling, because that would have been annoying. But there we go. Let's crack on before my internet dies again. Question 18. The F1 Academy Netflix series will be dropping very soon, this month, in fact, in May. But who currently leads F1 Academy? Who leads the championship right now on the Drivers' Championship standings? Is it Maya Verg? Is it Dorian Pat? Is it Chloe Chambers? Or is it Alicia Pomofsky? Who's leading F1 Academy? I'm interested in it. I think it's Reese Witherspoon's production company is doing it. Obviously, we've got Kimi Antonelli's Netflix doc. We've got the F1 Academy Netflix series. It'll be interesting to see as well, I think, to showcase F1 Academy, whether that converts into... Because there's been some like really cool sponsors like Charlotte Tilbury, Puma getting involved, Tommy Hilfiger as well with the cars in F1 Academy. Will that stimulate you even more from a sponsor point of view? I hope so. The answer is Maya Berg. She is 7 points clear of Dorian Pain, ahead of Chloe Chambers and Alicia Polmowski. So this is actually the top 4 order, in order, from Maya, Dorian, Chloe and Alicia. So there you go. There you go. Question 18 is done. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to check out F1 Academy. I'm definitely going to check out Kimi's doc as well. I wonder if we're going to get individual documentaries for every single driver. I feel like it's coming, isn't it? It's like when we have... There's now like a Netflix doc for pretty much every top flight football team now. You know? It starts with the sport more generally, like DTS. But you know this McLaren are going to have their own Netflix doc, and Lando will have his own, and etc. etc. It's happening. Kimi's got his one. He's just laying the groundwork, you know what I mean? Okay, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. Question 19. Ahead of the Miami Grand Prix this weekend, who has the most penalty points on their super license right now? Is it Liam Lawson, Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, or Max Verstappen? Who's got the most super license points? Who's got to be the most careful? Because of course 12, and they've set precedent with Kevin Magnussen, if you get to 12, you will get a 1 race ban. So who's got the most? One of these 4 drivers has more than anyone else, has more than the other 19 drivers, but whom? Who has the most naughty super license? Bad. Them. 3, 2, 1. The answer is the new father, Max Verstappen. He has the most. He has 8 super license points from all races last year, in fact. Austria, Mexico, Brazil, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. 12 months is... So once 12 months from Austria last year, those penalty points will be kind of taken off. So, yeah, as long as you don't accrue more than 12 or 12 or more in 12 months, then you're good. Max is currently carrying 8, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He should be okay. I can't see Max getting a race ban. Imagine if Max got a race ban for getting 12. That would be chaos. And then Liam Lawson has 5. Carlos Sainz has 3 and Lance Stroll has 2, if you are interested. Okay. Final question. Number 20 of the April Quiz of the Year. Drop a like on the quiz and interact, comment, whatever. All right. If you got this far, well done. The final question is the following. Last week, we got a first glimpse of the Madrid Ring F1 track that's under construction right now, ready for 2026. It will include a long banked right-hander, similar to Zandvoort. Long banked right-hander. What is the name that has been given to this long banked right-hand corner? Is it La Monumental Curva Norte, Curva de Hortazela, or Subida de las Cacavas? Need to work on my Spanish. Okay, I do apologise. Which one? These are all names for corners on this new track, by the way. I've not just give me 3 vaguely Spanish sounding corner names, ChatGPT. I've not done that. These are all genuine names for genuine corners at this Madrid track. But one of them is the name for the long banked right-hander. Which one is it? The answer is La Monumental. It's a monumental banking. I don't know what they were doing. If you've not seen the track, the simulator track drive, it is some dodgy AI driving the car in the most B-Tech manner possible. And that's not offensive because I did a B-Tech, okay? If you know what a B-Tech is, I did one, so I'm allowed to say that. And it is... What were they thinking? Like, they're trying to showcase this new track. There's a lot of questions because it looks very tight, overtaking opportunities. Carlos Sainz is an ambassador and he's kind of playing it up a bit, but I think there's a bit of concern that it might be a bit of a stinker. And then you go and release the lap on a sim Like, get Danny Moreno to do it. You got plenty of more than capable Spanish F1 esports drivers you could have just chucked on it. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So yeah, La Monumental is the answer to that question. How did we do, live chat? Let me know your scores, please. And thank you, Gabriel. 0 out of 20. That is impressive in itself, Gabriel. Well done. Manuel, you're in Madrid right now. Go and check out the track and go have a word, right? Go check out La Monumental. Arya, you got 14 out of 20. McFillin, 17. Lotus, 14. Thu, you got 18. Uma as well, you got 18. Sustainability in Madrid Ring. Yeah, caught you out, fair enough. 15. David, 15 out of 20. Not bad for your first attempt. Not bad at all. Cowrie, 14. Better than last month. Lotus as well, 14. Antonia, 15 out of 20. Damas, 17. Margos, you had 9 out of 10 at halfway, and now you have 10 out of 20. Damn, that is a tough back 10, Magsos, but well done for hanging in there. All right, well done. Corridor, 0 out of 1 gamer at question 19. 5 out of 10, I was too late. Well, there you go. Look, this is probably one of those, if you turn up a bit late for future quizzes, I know you're not going to get that super experience of the live when it's live, right? But probably go back to the start and then just don't look at the live chat, because then you can play through in full. But yes, thank you all for joining me here live. Thank you for keeping me company doing this live quiz. I do enjoy it. Doesn't get massive viewership, but I want it to, because I really enjoy doing these. So if you really enjoy these quizzes, please drop a like, please comment, stimulate the algorithm, and then more people will get involved, you know, with the quizzes. We're going to do this every single month. I'm persisting with it. I want to do it. It's fun. And sometimes it's not all about how many views I get, but it helps. It does help, okay? It helps in the old bank balance if it gets more views, all right? I'm being very transparent with that. So if I can enjoy doing it and there's more of you watching, happy days. Everyone wins, you know what I mean? And it's free, you know? You don't have to pay or subscribe. Well, you can subscribe. That's free as well. But YouTube doesn't really care about subscribers, so I'm not bothered about pushing that. Anyway, interact with it however you can. Thank you for joining me live. Corridor, Kleiner, Sophia, Brickops, Alex, Alexa, Cowrie, Lotus, Pitstop, Alex again, Brickops again, Corridor again, Max, Dan, NDA, Gabrielle, Kleiner, Jobby. Will you do one at the end of the year? Absolutely. I will still do the full end of year quiz. That will replace the quiz of the month for December, because I'll just do an end of year quiz, which kind of touches on things across the entire season. But yeah, good quiz waiting for the next. Thank you, Uma. Well, you got a while to wait, but I think we've got a good little format going here. Appreciate you all taking the time once again. My name's Tomo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.